at, what time is it right now? It is 8:05, so I'm gonna say 2 p.m. my time.
Okay, yeah, that one's gonna be good as a cash offer, no problem. Hey, and somebody on TikTok was asking, how do you not feel terrible about giving a lowball offer? And what I told him just while you were calling is the whole point is, we're here to help out too. We want to stay humane on all this. So the guys that call and just do low cash offers all day long, they have some success, but I care more about the people. And so if I can make it a situation where we can come in and they're like this one that we're dealing with right now, they're paying $1,100, $1,200 a month. Maybe they lost their job, and that $1,200 is really a burden to them. We're willing to come in, take it over, relieve them of their burden. So again, motivation is everything. So that's the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
Definitely. For sure, I'll definitely get that out of them. Just the two main factors that I'll be looking for.
Yeah.
Is mortgage and that motivation.
Perfect. And start calling one percenters. Okay. The price is 1% of the purchase. I mean, the rent is 1% of the purchase price. It's just going to be way easier. Those deals are going to be better going into it. And anything like if you get something that rents for $2,500 and you're only paying $200,000 for it, even better. Okay.
All right. Cool. Got it.
All right, bro. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Trent.
Later.
Good seeing you as well.
All right, Nick. I've got you muted because you were being. There we go. How are you, sir?
That's fine. Yeah, I've got an annoying little cat. Stop.
You know that's redundant. Did you know that? Annoying cat that.
You know, she's just. I played with her for 2 hours this morning, and she's just wanting to keep playing, and I have stuff to do.
Yep.
So
that's why you open the door.
So
let him out.
I had a question on. I'm trying to do upside down properties and put them into buy box and whatnot.
Okay, why are you doing upside down ones?
I thought that's what, because I thought that those were what the creative sellers stuff, the creative financing was for.
Okay,
or should I just avoid those?
Well, when they're upside down, they're a little bit rougher. Think about it. So you're buying something that its value is lower than what they owe, right?
Yeah.
But in certain circumstances, if the rent's insane, like really high, then you're okay taking that hit. But more times than not, it's not advantageous. Now, if you do pre foreclosures are sometimes great because now the difference there is they might be a little bit behind. They're in pre-foreclosure. They're going to be foreclosed on. Their motivation is huge because their credit's going to be blown up. But even easier, just go after the 1%ers. Like go after the ones that the rent's 1% of the purchase price. Keep it simple.
Okay. How can I find that out? Because basically I don't have Livestream right now. I'm using Xlead, so I'm trying to do that.
No problem.
And
no problem. It's in Zillow. If it's $200,000, the rent should be $2,000. If it's $100,000, the rent should be $1,000. If it's $300,000, the rent should be $3,000. So simple.
Yeah. Most of what I'm finding is like most of these, the rent's like 0.5% at best.
Okay.
So it's like it's not even. So basically, what you're saying is I should just not bother with the upside down properties.
I wouldn't.
Okay. Then what should I like if I want to make sure to get stuff into buy box it's gonna sell? What should I be focusing on then?
We want
to focus on
like seller finance. Have you heard my terms for seller finance?
I don't recall.
Okay, let me help you out real quick. Hang on, somebody's got a mic. Nope. Okay, we're good. And if Marilyn, I'm not sure if Marilyn's. Oh no, she's not going to be here. Because she got kicked out. So what I like to do is My criteria with seller finance. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure. I forgot I'm on my own here. So again, I want you to make phone calls, and I want you to find out motivation. Okay.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Okay.
I want you to call on properties that are 1% the rents or 1% of the purchase price. That's it. Keeps it simple. And I don't want you to make an offer on the first call. I want you to say, hey, I'll run my numbers and then I'll let you know. Val, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Here's this is buy box criteria. So this is actually my criteria too. So that's good. Let's see. Yeah, so this is my criteria too. Thank you. So Val put that in. And so when you want to go seller finance, that's what I do. I want it to be 0%. I want to be 5% down. Everybody else says 10. Let's work up to 10. I don't want to start with 10 because then they'll want 15. I want at least 20% cash on cash.
Yeah.
Okay. These are what will sell.
Okay.
And then I like them to be turnkey. I don't want to have to do any work at all.
Okay.
You take whatever the rent is and divide it by 4, and that's the payment. That's the payment we're going to make to the seller.
So the rent. Say that again. The rent divided by 4.
Yeah, because we want 1/4 of the rent to go to the seller. So if it's $1,000 for the rent, you're going to pay the seller $250. Make sense? No problem.
Not really. I'm gonna probably have to find a video where.
No. Just listen to me.
I'm not.
No, the videos are too convoluted. I want to keep things simple. So in seller finance, we have to pay the seller something because they're being the bank for the house, right?
Yeah.
And so to figure out what to pay them, I start.
But if the rent's
Go ahead.
If the rent's only like say 2,000, and you say okay, divide that by 4, you're only paying the seller 500 for a down payment.
Nope, that's per month. That's the per month payment.
There
we go. Now we're connecting. That's the payment per month. Down payment.
Okay.
If we're still on that $200,000 house, down payment is 5%. So 200,000 times 5%, or you can do it in your head. What I do, it's just like a tip at when you're tipping somebody at the restaurant, you know.
Okay, so the down payment is 5% of purchase price.
Yeah. So a $200,000 house is going to be a $10,000 down payment.
Okay.
Simple.
But then, as far as finding, like, should I be going after, like, because like with X needs basically gives you all these things that say like for the filters that say like underwater, or say tax liens, or say absentee owner, that kind of stuff. What should I be exactly going after, so I can kind of thin the herd and not like. I don't want to have to make 100 phone calls to get a deal, but
that's why I'm making you. So the 1% rule puts you in a lane where there's potential cash flow. Okay. That's the whole point of the 1% rule. The 1% rule doesn't mean it's a deal. Doesn't mean it's a slam dunk. It's done. It gets you on the phone, and so you're not making 100 calls that are just random. So it's so simple. 1% rents or 1% of the purchase price. That's it. Then make the phone call. Get to know what their motivation is. Don't make any kind of offer on the first phone call. You always tell them you're going to call back. I'll give you a call back in about an hour or two. I'm going to run some numbers. Okay, that's what you're going to tell them. And then you get back to them because we know their motivation.
I run the numbers before I call them?
No. The only number you're running. The one and only number you're running is rents or 1% of the purchase price. So Nick, my whole point here is I'm trying to simplify this because everybody is sitting and staring at that calculator for a half hour before they call. They call and the realtor never answers, or they call and it's already under contract, or they call. All that time, that whole half hour is wasted. I want you to do it opposite. I want you to 1% of the purchase price is the rents. That's it. Call and get some motivations.
So all I need to do is just basically go through whatever properties that are listed in whatever city and just, okay, anything that's not 1% of purchase price minimum, I just
Move on.
avoid. Okay.
Exactly. So good.
Okay.
And I
Yeah, I'm
put
just not-
there's a
I'm not
program.
good with the numbers thing. I'm making this way too complicated, and I don't need to be.
Exactly. You know what? You know who else is doing that? Every single person in here. Everybody's making it too complicated. I'm not too smart, and I need something simple. And so that's what we're doing, is we're keeping it simple. And those are the ones you call on. Okay. I DM'd you a program it's a little bit cheaper for you.
Well, I mean, if I could afford it, I'd also get PropStream, but it's just like right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like
So,
the first couple of deals, and then
I get 7 days free of this other one, and you'll see it's on a grid, and you can see, like, I can look at 12 properties in about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Because it shows you the purchase price, shows you the rent, all on the same page. So you're like, purchase price, rent. Nope, purchase price, rent. That's not working. That one's not working. Oh, this one is. This one is 1%. Boom, I'm calling.
Yeah, because I'd like to kind of be able to get through it pretty quick.
Absolutely, and that's why. Okay.
Where's the DMs though? I'm not seeing them on the Discord.
You're not seeing on your DMs? So right click on my face and hit message.
Okay.
Okay, and anybody else that wants to give it a try, you can DM me. I'm not allowed to promote it directly in here, and so I don't. But it sure makes life easier. And actually, it's funny. It's a program that Richard and Chris love, but they're not allowed to promote it because of PropStream. PropStream is their main form of money, and so they can't promote it. They would love to, and they I mean, when it was presented to them, they were blown away, but they said they're not allowed to do anything with it. But anybody that DMs me, I can send it to you. I just can't do it.
I'll have to find it. Yeah, I'll try to.
Did you figure out
find it,
how to find the messages? Okay, just right click on my face, okay, and it says profile and the message. So click on the message. Do you see where it says message?
Yeah.
Yeah, just click on that, and then it'll open up another window, and you'll see. Here, I'll tell you hi, and you can see.
Okay, so it's the try for 7 days for exclusive.
Don't even say what it is because we're not allowed to say it.
I got it.
But it's gonna be cheaper than PropStream, so it'll help you maybe financially. You can swing it, but take a look at it, see what you think.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad I called in because I was about to waste a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the point. Is especially with this, you've got a grid of, I think it's 12 or 15. There's three in a row, and it goes down about 5 rows. And you could just boom, 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 and you can analyze and call. So simple.
Okay.
But that's the whole point, is I want you guys on the phone with realtors all the time. I don't want you looking at that calculator. I want you on the phone with realtors.
Yeah, and I need to manage my time a lot better. So I gotta get
exactly,
that,
and it's 10 times easier.
My girlfriend works full time, and she's kind of got a few health problems, so I'm kind of basically doing all the housework and all the other stuff. And it's just like it takes time. Plus, I got a very needy animal running around here, so I got to manage my time a lot better.
Yeah, you'll do it.
So,
no biggie.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take it easy.
Okay, bye.
Later. All right, Xavier, what's up?
Trent, what's going on, man? Happy Monday.
Hey, thank you so much. How was your Mother's Day? Did you get a lot of gifts?
Actually, being out of the country, I let my brothers handle it this
year.
So
good.
I was fortunate. Yeah, so traveling for an extended period of time, just living out in Mexico. So.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts?
Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're really suffering.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know, right? It's getting hot now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, poor guy.
So, hey, I'm from Toronto, Canada, man. We deal with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
9 months of the year, so it's like this is a good duality.
I get it.
But yeah, man, it's going well. Completely brand new to this, so I appreciate you for the time. I had a couple questions specifically on some of the things that you were talking about. Dope, another person from Toronto. I'm gonna find a lot of people from Toronto, which is dope. But hit me up, man. Send me a message.
Absolutely.
In terms of questions wise, making this a long story short, I know that you were talking about just basic criteria for multifamily, 1% of the purchase price.
Yeah.
For the rent specifically.
Yep.
Cool. Now for multifamily in general, because I talked to a guy who, the property, what they have it up for is $465,000. Now, when I called him up and talked to him, he said that the rent, what I can get out of the whole house, because I think it's a triplex, was $4,700.
Okay. So we're close.
So, okay.
Yeah. So it's close,
good.
which is good. It's bigger numbers too, and that helps a ton.
Okay. So in terms of that, after I called him and had the conversation, he said an investor had it, they retrofitted it and ready to cash out.
Okay.
I asked if it was flexible. He said that they're open to negotiating maybe by a hair.
Okay.
What else? He said that 3 units, 3,000 for the 1 unit is a little bit bigger, 800 and then 900 for the other 2 units. I guess that's pretty much the only other conversation I had with him. Now, from this specifically, I guess what would I offer him for something like this?
Did you send me the address?
No, I could send that to you.
Yeah, send that to me just so I can give them. Oh, yeah, then I can figure everything else out.
I'd send to your DMs.
Got it. And I'll give you, let me get your other request in here real quick. Stand by. Okay, let's see here.
So I'm just trying to think, like, based off of, because I can make a lot of dials in a day. Personally, I came from sales, so
Okay,
doing this stuff is not really brand new. So it's actually pretty cool. This is like a bigger bang for my buck.
Yeah, you're getting all of it instead of whoever you're calling for. So that's huge.
Yeah, right. So I guess it's just dialing in the criteria and then being time efficient.
Yeah, and it's just
like that.
Yeah, it's not wasting your time with calls that are going to end up going nowhere. That's the big part, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
this is like right up my alley.
Good. Hang on, I'm trying to find your property. Yeah. Sorry, I've got a second monitor that's really small, so I keep on losing things on it. Sorry.
That's okay. No worries.
Okay, let's see. Okay, rule. There it is. Okay. And they're asking for 65. They fix and flipped it, so in their mind, this is good to go, right?
Yeah. And the place is great too, right? Like,
yeah, it looks pretty good. What I like to do is I love to beat up the outside and use that for my leverage because they always do a great job on the inside, but sometimes nobody touches the outside. And so if there's any landscaping that needs to be done, that's sometimes where we can, see how the backyard's nothing and that tree needs to come out potentially. We're going to just say that. I don't know. I'm not in. But you see how big that tree is and it's right next to the house? We can go to the 40, in the 40s that it shows the backyard. It's a cool house though. I mean, really good. But the lawn needs a lot of work. And they know that. That's what's cool is that they'll be like, yeah, you're making a good point. Sometimes the concrete, like the stairs in the front might need work. Okay, so that's just something that, because I hate when they're perfect because you got nothing to complain about. Okay, and so where are you at? I'm sorry, the rents. Let me just pull this address.
I didn't actually see the backyard, but that's.
It's a fun little way. It's just me being mean.
No, but I mean, it's still valid though. Like if I
Totally.
if I was gonna buy a house and look at the backyard like that, I'd say, okay, yeah, what, a good $4 or $5 grand into the backyard at
Easily,
least.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you kind of say, and that tree being that close to the house, I've got to double check, but there's got to be some, there's got to be some kind of, regulations that's grown too big and it's got way too close to the house. I don't think I can insure that. It'll be hard to insure with a tree like that close. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. I'm just making that up.
Yeah.
But it's just something to be able to talk to them about. Okay, so we're saying the rents are 4,500. You said 4,700.
Yeah, he said 4,700, 3,000 for the front unit, and then 900 and 800 for the back 2 units.
Great, and they own this outright, correct?
Yeah, there's no mortgage on it, for what I saw on PropStream.
Okay, cool. Let me just
And an investor had it, and they're just trying to cash out at this point.
okay. So this is going to be. Have you thought about a cash offer for him yet? Where do you want to go with a cash offer?
I actually, when I called him initially, I was just making dials and just kind of like throwing myself in the water.
Okay.
So he asked me on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, he's like, what do you think of doing with it?" And I was like, "Yeah, honestly, like I'm gonna just run some numbers and just kind of see what we could do, and if it makes sense, it'll make sense. But yeah, let me get back to you." And then I got off the phone. I was like, "I have no clue."
No problem. Well, and that's why I tell everybody I'm a new investor, because then you really can't get beat up by anybody. At that point, they're like, "Hey, you idiot," and you're like, "I already told you I'm an idiot. You can't call me an idiot."
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, so I mean, you're right at the 1%. This has got really good potential. So it's going to be, probably about 2,400 a month PITI. So no, you're in a really good situation. So what I really would love out of this is seller finance. I don't know if they're the type of guys that are into seller finance at all, but if we run the criteria that I do, which is giving them, like a quarter of those rents, it might be something they're interested in. At 4,700.
So you do 4,700 divided by, or 25% of 4,700?
Yeah, so divided by 4. So 1,175.
So 1,175.
Not bad, right? I mean, you can say, hey, how about this? And they're investors. So you can kind of come at them with the tax benefit of doing it, like getting your money slowly over time, but offering them, don't be afraid to offer 485, go up 20 grand, but only
45.
after, yeah. So at 485,000 with an 1,175 monthly payment, the down payment would be 485. 485 times 5%. Right around 25 grand. Yeah, we're right around 25 grand for the down payment.
Okay.
And so what I would say in this, and you can just, because as an investor, when you buy or sell something, you're going to pay taxes on it, okay? And so if they're going to pay taxes on that 465 that they want, they're going to have to pay the 25 to 30% all in one lump sum. What we're going to talk to them about after, and this is all after you give them a lowball cash offer of like 350, because we want to do a lowball cash offer to kind of have their expectations lower. Because at 350, this is a great deal. If you got it at 350, if they accepted that, it'd be great. So we're going to do a lowball cash offer, and they're going to be like, "Well, no, that's not going to work." And you're like, "What if I were to offer 485?" Then you pique their interest, okay? Because what so many people are doing in here is they're like, "Hey, what about seller finance?" And it's like, no. You want to make it sound like it's their idea, okay? And so you're saying, "Well, what if I were to give you 485? Now it piques their interest. They're like, "Why would you be so dumb to give me $20,000 more than what I, was expecting. Then I would go into the tax benefits, and the tax benefits are, well, I would give you that extra $20,000 to incentivize you to take a set of payments, and hold on, because the set of payments is going to help both of us. It'll help this cash flow for me, but also your tax advantage is you're now going to get, I'll pay you a monthly payment that's all you're paying taxes on, is that monthly payment that I paid to you, instead of that lump sum of that 465, where you're going to lose good 100, 125, 130,000. So we do it over time. So for 10 years, I'll pay you every month that money. It's guaranteed, $1,100 or whatever we said each month for 10 years. So it makes it sound like a better deal. Like, you're guaranteed that money. And at the end of it, I'm going to balloon you out for what we haven't paid off. And so that's how I present it. I make it more of a, it's a little bit more of a transaction that way, as far as a tax advantage. Because if they have other properties and they're doing other fix and flips, that $1,100 is going to get eaten up in expenses that they're doing on other properties. Does that all make sense? And so in the end, they can, and we don't say that this is for sure, they can pay no taxes on that money, because they've used it for an expense. So the expense offset that's where I would go with this, because they're an investor. They know what they're doing. This isn't a family that needs to get out of town, or somebody died and left them. This is an investor. He knows what's up. And so hit him from the tax point of view and see if that helps.
Okay. So this could still be a great opportunity for seller financing specifically. I haven't done it if it cash flowed yet.
It does, 100%, not even a question. Like at 4,700, it totally cash flows, because it's let me look it up real quick. Because the PITI was, where is it? So if we do the payment to seller is 1,175, right?
Yeah, so we came up on 1,175.
Let's go 1,200 just to make it not annoying.
Yeah.
So at 1,200,
but I thought to see if it cash flowed, we would do that 4,700 minus taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
Relative to what it would rent out to, plus taxes and insurance, and then just see the difference.
Right. I'm just double checking it real quick, because my quick numbers have made sense. So we're going to do offer price. I'm going to put it all in here. This program's awesome. So it's 485. And then our down payment is going to be 25,000, which ends up being 5.2% of the asking price. Rehab costs, we're going to say, are 5,000. They're not, but that's just for us. Rent estimate is 4,700, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that takes us to 70% cash on cash, because we're going to pay, the payment to the buyer is going to be, payment to the seller is 1,200. Payment to us is 2,181 after all the expenses. Because there's going to be.
Say that one more time.
So okay, normal rent is going to be 4,700. Our operational expenses are going to be 940. PITI is 379. That doesn't make sense. Principal taxes and insurance should be more than 379. Oh no. Oh, it doesn't have principal in there. Oh no, it does. Okay, so yeah, so 379, because taxes are 217, insurance is 162. And so that's 379. And then that makes the revenue available 3381, which we're paying 1,200 of that to the seller, knocks us down to a cash flow of 2,181.
Okay. So it is cash flow.
Cash flow. That's $2,000 a month cash flow? Yes, please.
Yeah.
So
So-
it is, yeah, it's
okay.
insane. And then, yeah, I'll put an assignment fee of like 10K into this. It still is 55% at a $10,000 assignment fee.
Okay, so I guess where I'm kind of stumped with is, if I'm gonna do the checkmate pitch, I'm pretty much looking for a house that doesn't cash flow.
Right. So in this situation, we can't really say that it doesn't cash flow.
Okay, so then seller financing would more so be out of the option of
This
more
is-
so cash.
Purely, we're overpaying. So we're not doing the checkmate pitch. We're doing the Trojan horse, where we're coming in and we're saying, hey, your house isn't worth that much. And, but we're happy to pay $20,000 over. So nothing, you don't want to change anything else if you can get away with it, except for the purchase price. You could easily go up to 500,000 on this, and it's still going to cash flow, no question.
Okay.
So we won't. We're not going to do it that fast. We'll work up to it. We'll let them feel like they're pinning us against the wall, and we're like, 500,000. Okay, maybe I can make that work. But again, it's going to be 0% financing, the same payment per month. All that stuff is really, really important. And then if we do a 500,000, let me just see. I want to show you how much it changes. No, cash is still 55%. It's insane. Yeah.
Okay. How would I figure out cash on cash? Would it just be through the calculator?
Yeah, you have to do all that through the calculator. Again, I think I put something in your DMs that you can. It's another way of doing things. I'm not allowed to promote it.
Yep.
But take a look at that, and you'll kind of be blown away that that's you. Here, I'll tell you what it does. So, right,
yeah.
When I first opened it up, it to analyze it, it tells me right away there's no loan, and then I get to pick one of the 4 ways of doing business: cash deal, a subject to deal, which I don't like to call them subject to because it should be called mortgage takeover, because we're not doing a subject to, we're avoiding a subject to, hybrid, or seller finance. And you get to pick which one you're doing. So it's just like on the calculator where you have to do the drop down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just asks you questions: offer price, down payment, rent estimate, and you're done. And then it gives you a deal analysis. Yeah, and then it gives you a deal analysis, and it tells you the taxes are $217, the insurance is $162, no homeowners fees. So your PITI is $379. But it's not really PITI, it's just taxes, insurance, and that's it on that. But then it'll come down to the next thing, which is the monthly net revenue. Normal rent is $4,700, which we did. Operation expenses about $1,000. PITI is that $379. Then it tells you the revenue available is $3,381 in that situation. So we're going to pay the seller $1,200. We could pay the seller $1,500 and still be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to touch the payment to the seller unless I absolutely have to. We can always go up on the down payment. That's fine. And we definitely can go up on the purchase price. That's awesome because that doesn't affect the deal at all. And so the annual cash flow would be $26,000. We're doing a down payment of $25,000, rehab cost of $5,000. We put that in there. So usually that rehab cost, if we don't have to do rehab, that's part of your assignment fee. Closing costs, we estimate them high on this one. We say $7,000. It should be in the $4,000. The reason I estimate high on all these things is these are nice surprises at closing when you're like, oh, sweet, it's not $7,000, it's $4,000. I've got $3,000. And so the total entry fee is $46,975. And that gives you a cash on cash of 55.71% with an assignment fee of $10,000. It's just black and white, so it's so simple. But try it out and see what you think.
Okay, and then send that to me. I don't think you sent me that.
I think I did. Let's see. I'll do it again.
I got prop stream.
Oh nope, look further down. It's that link where it says try it free for 7 days.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I'm just saying if you haven't signed up for PropStream, so it's right
I see.
right by the rock.
Sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
That makes
No
sense.
worries at all.
Okay.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be very, very helpful. Okay, and then sorry, I have one last question.
Okay.
So we got the cash flow, the 1%, cash on cash. You said the first call is obviously just discovery, which
Totally.
is cool. I can go
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah.
Fairly simple.
And I want you to
after-
build rapport. I mean, you've done it with me. The rapport we've got already is awesome. You're a super nice guy. You like I know stuff about you. I know you live in Mexico. I know you're from Canada. These are all the little things. I mean, I do it to you guys. When I bring you up, I build rapport with you guys, and we're doing that back and forth. Same thing with the realtor. Just act like it's the same thing.
Got you. Okay, I can do that. And then in terms of the second call is, I think that's where I kind of get stumped up on is like you went through the numbers like it's English. Like to me, that's not English.
No problem. No, and I want you to stop me and say, whoa, what the heck are you talking about? Because again, I've been here a year now and I finally get it. It took me about 3 months. I was just like, what is he talking about? What? So ask me questions. What are your questions in all this?
Yeah, I guess it's just understanding how you came up to, and again, I don't want to take up like a crazy amount of your time.
No,
It's just
everybody
more so
wants
just
to know,
breaking
so
down.
you're fine. How did I come up with
Okay,
what?
yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess it's just breaking down the numbers overall because I see the criteria of what you had, 5% of the down payment, 20% cash on cash. That's through the calculator. That's fine. What we're going to offer them is 25% of the rent. Totally fine. The balloon, I understand that too, but it's just like,
Hey, Xavier,
either
you understand it all. Trust yourself. That's the biggest part of this thing. If I can like shove confidence on you guys, it's all about the confidence. And what's going to happen is the more calls you make and the more realtors that don't know what you're talking about and you start explaining it to them, just like I'm explaining it to you, your confidence is going to go up because you just went through the entire list and you understood everything. Okay.
Okay.
The only thing
I guess it's just like when the numbers are added into it, I'm just like, okay, hold on.
No problem.
How would I pitch this and make it make sense to them?
That's why I round everything off. Because when people, and I did it to you, and I'm sorry I did that, is I gave you like, oh, taxes are $217. I always say taxes are $250. I round it up. Insurance is $162. I would say insurance is $170. I just round everything up just so they're like simple numbers. I gave you too many numbers. And that's where everything goes, whoa, what's going on? And that's the other reason I like to keep it simple, and I like to stay away from that calculator. Because the calculator is rough. Unless you love numbers. If you love numbers, that's your best friend. Absolutely. For you and me, we don't love numbers. I mean, but you love getting on the phone. You love talking to people. You're very personable. You're worldly. You lived in Canada and now you live in Mexico, so you're learning Spanish. You know, these are things that are all big deals, even though you don't think they are. It's really good. Were you an athlete too, or no?
Yeah, most of my life.
Yeah, and so all those things make you who you are, and that's where your confidence comes from. So trust it. You
Okay.
do know everything. You really do. You told me everything. You did it back verbatim. Like, oh, it's 5%. It's 25% of rents. It's 0%. It's 10 years. That's all of it. It's simple. We make it more difficult in our brain, and we need to simplify the whole thing.
Very true. Very true. Okay, so then when I pitch this to him, and if he says no, and then I'm asking, okay, where can we work on this? Or where can we come to, I guess, common ground?
I always say, why not?
Negotiate.
My biggest question is always, why not? Like, oh, no, we can't do that. Oh, why not? It's a fair question. Like, hey, I want to, I'm new at this. And your confidence will come from being smarter than what you're acting like you are. Where everybody does it the opposite. Oh, I'm an acquisition manager for a high level firm, and blah, blah, and then they start using terms that aren't right, and they look like a moron.
Yeah.
We're doing the opposite.
Absolutely.
We're saying, hey, we're morons. This is my first. I came into this money. I really don't want to lose it, and I thought, maybe I should do an investment, and a duplex seems like the way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That'll build your confidence.
Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay.
But you got it. You totally
yeah.
got it. Everything you said to me is correct.
Okay. That's good to hear. All right then. So I mean, I'll try for it and see what they go for. But the Trojan horse pitch is usually
Yeah, because
the best.
and psychologically, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I think your property is only worth $350, and then we're surprising them. I do it with my kids all the time. I break them down, make them cry, but then we go get ice cream.
Yeah.
My kids are all in their 20s. And it still works. No, and so what I want you to do is kind of break them down like, hey, I really 350 is where we can go on this because I need cash flow. And you're not even saying that this doesn't cash flow because it does, and they know it does. You're just saying I need cash flow. This is where I need to be. This is where my lender wants me to be. Blame it on your lender. Anything that has anything to do with anything, blame it on your lender. Any objections, all that stuff. That's what Anton or Anson, the 12-year-old that now lives in Japan, but he's from Singapore. He would blame it on the lender on everything. And so it's having and it's making all those phone calls a bunch of times, so you have those little outs and those little avenues you can use depending on what the realtor's saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sense?
So yeah, I mean, I'll try it out. Yeah,
I think
I'll
it'll be
try it
fine.
out. Yeah, appreciate you for the time, man. It definitely means a lot.
Absolutely. Anytime. Okay, kill it. Let me know how it goes. I'm dying to know because that's a really good deal.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good to hear. 'Cause I just need one. That's it. I just need one.
No, you need 100. Let's get 100. One's
I mean,
easy.
100K is definitely the goal, but for now, like,
Okay, good.
I'll be a happy camper with one.
All right, bro. Good job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, take it easy. Okay, guys, I got a little surprise for you. If Outlaw of Torn is in the house, I see an empty chair, so we'll come back to him. But he's developed. There he is. It's your turn, Outlaw. How are you? Talk to me, sir. Oh, you're on mute, just so you know.
There we go.
Okay, guys, I want to introduce you to. Tell me your first name.
Brian.
Brian. I want to introduce you to Brian. Brian reached out to me probably 3 weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, I've got this thing, and it sure helps." And I'm like, "I'm always all about tech from students. Like, if you guys have tech that you're coming up with, not always allowed to show it in Hold My Hand Wholesale, but on my Discord, I'm going to be as tech friendly as possible. I want everybody's tech because I'm sorry, Brian? Is it Brian?
As in Roger Yankee Alpha November.
Oh, that made it even harder. Ryan?
Brian, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just had a brain fire. I couldn't remember. So what Ryan has done, and this is what we're going to talk about for 2 seconds, and he's going to share his screen and show you. He's developed an extension for Zillow, which allows you to organize any properties that you're looking at through Zillow. It's so simple, and I can't tell you how much I use it. I mean, it's one of those things where he created a thing, and I'm simplifying it big time. But when you come onto Zillow, there'll be a button that is only on your computer with your extension that he created. And you hit that button, and it organizes all your, it allows you to look at your properties that you have looked at and that you saved. So simple. Okay, on to you, Ryan.
Should make life easier, I think.
Heck yeah.
All right. This is my first time. I'm not even sure my screen.
Okay, just down at the bottom, it's the arrow on the TV or the monitor. down at the bottom.
It's
and
got
then- yeah, you'll roll over
They
it and
don't
it'll
have
say share your screen.
This is a don't have permission. Oh, it has the little circle with the line through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? Maybe that's on my side. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something. Why would you not have permission? Shoot. Okay. Profiles.
Go crazy with the phone too.
Oh, shoot. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, well, I mean, is it something we can
Yeah, give me a second and I'll join back on my phone and I'll at least use my phone camera to show you my screen.
oh, sweet.
Won't
Okay,
be like
perfect.
the prettiest thing ever, but we could do that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Give me a
That'll
second,
work.
I'll jump out and jump back in.
Or I can also too. I'll try to share my screen while you're doing that. Go ahead and jump back in, and I'll do it too. All right, guys. Let's see. Make a selection. Share this window. Oops, wrong window. Right? Is that the Discord window? That was yep, wrong window. Hold on. Oh, to be old and not understand things. Here we go. There, share this window. Okay. Let me see. Is that sharing? Okay. Oops. Hang on. Let me get off that. I'll go to a Zillow. So look at, see that little button there? That's the button he puts on. Like it totally looks like it's part of Zillow, right? So wait, let me do a different property. I'll just pick anything. Oh. And so see that little button? So you can capture the property. And so boom, property captured. And then you go up to here and it'll show you the properties you captured. And so now you can look at everything and it's all in one spot. It's super easy to read. And so you know it's all and the investment parameters, he's got all that. It's kind of crazy. And so it's a great way to kind of keep all your properties organized. And so like if you want to save that, you save it. And then here's his full dashboard. And so then now I want to go and see my property. It's already saved for me. And then I can just keep it organized because I hear you guys say, oh, I spent all night like searching for stuff. This is where you would be able to just keep it. And so, and then see it and view the deal and try to figure it out. It doesn't give you like any of the items like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Oh, I need to call him back up. Sorry about that. I got excited. Sorry, Ryan. Here we go.
Am I back?
Yeah, sorry. I pulled it up on my thing too. If you want me to, I'll be your dummy and you can just tell me what to do.
So the version you have is actually the initial version.
Oh, okay.
And then it's been through 2 different upgrades since then.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Do I need to just?
We're gonna turn this around.
Oh, so it's 10 times better.
This selfie style.
Okay, so ignore mine, guys. I'll undo my.
There we go. Okay.
Cool.
So we'll do this the fun way.
I love it. I'm
But
good.
yeah, so
I'll turn mine
in a
off.
nutshell, that's basically what it is. You capture the property, and then you go. Let the dog see it. If you can't see anything, just let me know. And then you get up here, just like he was saying. You view your analysis. A lot of these pre-populate now. So, for instance, this is the listed price. This is a separate property, right? We can do our upfront view, start over, but let's capture this one. So now we've got a couple of properties here, right?
And I love that
So,
the UI
go
like
ahead.
just totally goes in with Zillow. Like that button looks like it's part of Zillow. It's so good.
Yeah, you want it to be like almost seamless. So
Yeah, it is.
we have the listing agent here. We have her phone number. The listed price on this property is 60, but let's say I don't want to offer that. Let's say I want to offer 45. Change the down payment. You can change the interest rate. When you change the interest rate, the monthly payment changes. Cool stuff like that. And then
Wow,
when you get it all done,
you
grab
really
the
great.
monthly rental, change that, right? So here it's saying like your maintenance is 8%, your vacancy is 8%. We can change that by settings like we want our wholesale discounts typically be 65%. We think our repair per square foot is probably going to be around an average of, let's say, $3 per square foot. I want to make a minimum of $10,000 every deal I do. I think that the closing costs are probably going to be in the range of 4%. Property management, I'm just going to five this one out. This one's really cool. You can put your name, your company name, all your contact information in here. There's some PDFs that are being worked on in the next update, but that's why this is important. Updates all of your analysis when you change this. So, all right, now let's go back to the main dashboard. So as you can see, we've got our properties here, and we're going to go to view details. You can click through the pictures. The nice thing about this is that you can set your follow-up tasks, right? So let's go here. So this says 0 because we didn't run an analysis on it. Right. Let's do a follow-up task. Let's say we want to call again. And I want to call again by, let's say, end of the week. Save note. Here they are. Here's all your notes of what you have to do. All right. So let's view our details. Now, if you remember, we grabbed the rent off of Zillow, but we don't really want to use that. So what I've done here is I've added a button, which is called Check Rent Pass. This is one that Richard was using, right? So it's actually $13.80 for oh, this is wrong. Yeah, okay. Back to dashboard, full dashboard. There's Latimer. So it changes our monthly cash flow and our cash on cash. Right? So here you can see a couple of different options, buy and hold, fix and flip, what a wholesale would want, those types of things. Now, I don't want to get mixed up because I've been using 2 properties as an example, but when you go through, you'll see that each one kind of does something. I always get tongue-tied on the phone.
No, you're killing it.
I have this here.
Oh, sweet.
I get tongue-tied on the phone, so
oh yeah.
I gave us an option to add scripts, right? So here's a script, you copy and paste, right?
And guys, if you're going to do a script, do it as bullet points instead, just so you have to fill in. Because the second you're like, "Hi, my name is Trent, and I just do that," then it kills your deal. Just make it bullet points in those scripts.
My mouth immediately goes dry, and I'm like, man. So yeah, bullet points are helpful. So one of the key things I really like about this is if you're just cruising on the internet doing your own thing, and one of those realtors calls you, you can get straight to the dashboard anywhere. Doesn't matter what page you're on, right? So you go to your dashboard, you pull up your page. Now we don't have Zillow open, right? Well, now we do. We click view on Zillow, and there's your property.
Oh, sweet. So it's a separate link too.
They're talking. Well, you don't want to open up a script and have your stuff disappear. So
yeah, exactly.
I made it so the description up at the bottom. So you scroll up, you look at your details, you look at your notes, you have your script here, and all your different options, things like that.
That's awesome.
Well, that's there's see this to go right here, or this to do task right here. Let's say we have 20 different properties, right? I'm not scrolling through all of these. So This property, I'm just gonna pull it up automatic. Because I don't want us to go through all the properties I'm working every time I have to do something.
Right.
So anyway, so that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Well, here's what we're going to do, Ryan. Just because Richard is very protective of everything in his Discord. I don't want to. I will put this over in my Discord. You and I are going to have a talk. We schedule a call for a little later. So guys,
Yeah.
I will do my best to get it in the Discord as soon as I get off the live. In fact, Ryan, can I call you right after I get off live? Because we can just move.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll just move over to my Discord at like what is it now? 9 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, we'll switch over to my Discord. And then if you come back up in there, we'll put it in there. You're doing it for free right now, am I right? Or is there gonna be a cost? Because let's work out some. Well, you and I'll work that out. Don't worry about that.
We'll work it out.
Because I want to do something for these guys, just because I mean it's early adopters and stuff like that. But I don't want to put you into a corner one way or the other. Okay, guys. No, so my Discord is in my bio. So if you click on my just on the 0% Trent, it's right there. And then you guys can sign up. It's free for now. I think once we get to 1 million followers, maybe we'll start charging. But I want to do it for free for now because there's not much there. It's just pretty much me going live and helping you guys out. So my Discord is free completely. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ryan. I'll get a hold of you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I know we've got something at 3 your time, 2 my time.
Right.
But I'm gonna just text you my phone number, and then after this, we'll go right to my Discord, and we'll do it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Really great tech. I was impressed on 2 versions ago, so this is even better.
And you should see the update I'm working on now. So
You tech guys love your updates.
You're gonna have to kick me off the stage and when I get off.
Okay, bro. Thanks so much.
No
Take it
worries.
easy. Later.
Bye.
Cool, right? Okay, so that's I love showing off that kind of stuff. Can't do it here. I've been asked not to, and so I kind of broke a little bit of a rule there. I'm sure there's somebody in here that will tell on me. That's her job. That's why I don't want to take away from PropStream or anything like that ever. But I do also want to kind of reward people that are doing their own tech and that they, you guys. I mean, Richard's always told me that the students are the most important part of this whole thing, and so, it's one of the things that I love that people are that into it that they're building their own tech. I've also got Nick who's done it. He's 18. Mikey is building his, and he's 16. And I mean, I think it's only fair to give him a platform to check it out on. Okay, so. You know what? I'm in Utah, so my time's all messed up. And that's why I went early this morning. Since it's 10 o'clock Utah time, I'm going to switch over to my Discord after all. And I can continue the live there. And that way we can talk about other stuff. So anybody that's in here that wants to go live, I don't think there's another live right now. So I don't think I'm stepping on anybody's toes. But if you go into the link in my bio, that'll get you to my Discord, and then we'll continue our live there. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. This is so fun for me, and so that's why the only reason I had to do a Discord is because it said that I ran out of friends. I went to 1,000 friends, and so it no other way to communicate with everybody unless I have my own Discord. Oh, well, there you go. That was weird.